Hey everybody, I'm back again with a video this time on my Michael Jordan collection. That's going to be a mix of PSA, a couple SGC, and some off-brand cards as well. I'm going to go ahead and showcase them oldest to newest, and at the end I'll do a tabletop recap. You can see kind of the Wheaties posters in the background if you remember collecting those in the late 80s, early 90s. I still have a couple of those from my childhood years. Here's a 95, 96 Skybox EXL SGC graded. Cool image of him on the back. He's got rocking the Jordan 11s. Here's a baseball card from 95 Upper Deck Minor League with the new SGC holder. I actually have a couple off-brand grading. This is a BSG graded. Didn't pay a whole lot for it, and my mindset is if you're gonna get the card, will you pay for it raw for an off-brand? I'll go ahead and pick it up. And this is as Jordan prices shoot through the roof. It's another alternative for you who don't want to spend a whole lot on the prices that are exploding, if you will, for Jordan PSA graded, SGC graded materials. A lot of collectors have come out and are expecting there to be a surge in prices because of this documentary. Well, that surge has already happened because so many investors / collectors have already gone out there and picked up stuff and driven the price up. I really like this Skybox Z-Force from in 97. These are still Lighthouse labels. I picked these up a few years ago. Probably paid $4 or $5 for this card a couple years ago. The majority of this stuff, as we move on closer to his earlier days, I picked up years ago, long before prices blew up. This is a really cool 96 Fleer metal card. Front and back. Metal meshers. Here's just a random Upper Deck commemorating the 86-87 season. Crash the Game scoring silver set. Remember the Crash the Game from Collector's Choice? I miss Collector's Choice. It was a very affordable way to collect cards. Nowadays, everything's so upscale when it comes to basketball, with the exception of hoops. But even then, that's hard to come by nowadays. Cool shot of him with the Jordan 7s. The leader's card from 92. Here's his 91 Upper Deck baseball card. This is actually a short print SP1. You can see him in a baseball uniform out there shagging some balls. I think this is kind of where he got that the ideal that, hey, maybe I could cut it as a baseball player. So not really a good thing for those of us who loved watching him play basketball. 91 Fleer. This is really like 90, 91 Fleer, junk wax era for sure. 90 Fleer, they produced a lot of 90 Fleer. I opened quite a few packs. I never once pulled any Jordan card. Extremely frustrated with that as a young man. I was going through my childhood collection the other day and came upon my stash of 90 Fleer. You know, I have like 5 Larry Bird, 5 Magic Johnson, 0 Michael Jordan. Just couldn't pull this guy for anything. I have 2 of this 90 Fleer because I had a bid on both of them during the same auction. I think it was a probe auction. I put like a minimum bid of $4 or a max bid of $4 on these and won them both years ago. Now we're moving on to 90 Skybox. I loved this set as a kid. It was so revolutionary and so different than the hoops and the Fleer that was out there. I had my parents buy me a box of this for Christmas in 1990. It was my biggest gift I got. Opened the box, did not get a single Michael Jordan card, if you can believe it. This card is on the outside of the box, so I know what it looks like, but I can't get it. I don't pull it. It's so frustrating. I loved on the back, too, that he's out there golfing. If you know him, he was a big golf enthusiast. That was just the nature of it, right? And that's why now as adults, I picked these cards up because I was never able to pull these as a kid. And now that I have a man of means, if you will, I'll pick this up here or there. Although I'm not going all out crazy like those guys buying those precious metal gems for, you know, $250,000. You know, I am not a high-end collector. And the thing I used to love about this junk wax Jordan stuff is that you could pick it up cheap and get, relive your childhood. Here's a classic example of that. I think I paid a minimum bid of $1 for this card. So essentially just paying for shipping and handling. They couldn't even pay for the grading on this, but still a fun card. I remember busting these packs of these Coca-Cola packs in 1989. Jordan was such a big-time athlete. He kind of transcended the game into pop culture, if you will. So I remember as a kid, you had to have the Jordan shoes, had to have the Jordan gear. Anything Jordan was all the rage. Even before he won his championship in '91, he was so popular. And then when he won those 6 championships, it only solidified his popularity. And most of us from my generation, that is anyone that grew up in the 80s, early 90s, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. No offense to LeBron James or others, but I got to go with Michael because he brought the game to a new international level. I mean, he was an ambassador for all those foreign players we see today. I mean, that '92 Olympic team really opened doors internationally. Here's the sticker. These are tough, man. Centering on these is tough, and then the wax on the back often is, because this was the card that bit the wax stain, if you will. So a lot of times people will rub it off with pantyhose and then submit it and get a good grade on it. So this 8 here, just a collector's grade, and you're seeing a lot of 8s, right? That's the kind of the whole theme of this. This card, whether it's 8, 9, 10, it's always going to have this black mark here. 89 Fleer is not as overly produced as 90, but it's still not as rare as what I'm going to show here now. Getting into some of the 88 stuff. Now, this stuff is real popular right now. It's seen its value like triple overnight for this 88 Fleer stuff. Everything from the sticker to the base. Cool card. Those are just tough, man. And then this one is really blown up in popularity, and you can see why. It's just a gorgeous card. It's Michael Jordan at the slam dunk competition. Him and Dominique Wilkins going at it. He did the final dunk from the free throw line to seal the win after Dominique put up a great performance. But just classic Michael Jordan. Love that pose from the 80s. That's kind of like, this sums up 80s collecting for Michael Jordan. That one card. And then his regular card. I opened up one pack of 88 Fleer as a kid. And of course, I didn't get any of the 3 Jordans that you could get. But you know what? This card is kind of magical. I really was glad to get it. Centering though, off left to right, a little print dot. It's near mint to mint 8. I think I probably paid like $15 for this, back in 2012, 2011. But those days are over. Another card, paid $19 for this, I think in 2013 maybe. And now this thing is probably over $150, $200 maybe. Who knows? It's very condition sensitive as well. So a near mint to mint 8 is not a bad grade. And then the last card I'm going to show here right now. This is his 87 Fleer. This card's become more popular as people have been priced out of the 86 rookie. And I really think this is a great card. There's less, the pop report on this is lower because I think they really did produce less of the 87 Fleer. 86 was not exactly a success for the Fleer Corporation, so I think they were really hesitant to produce a lot of 87, hence less of it than 86. So this is a sleeper set in my opinion, and I think it's a pretty cool card as well. Prices of this have tripled recently, so got this for around, I want to say a little less than $50, 2011, 2012. But once again, those days are over. I want to take a quick break right here, and then I'll do a tabletop recap. And the recap here. Now, you'll notice I don't have the 86 or the 86 sticker. There's a reason because I had the opportunity to buy it back in 2011. Back in those days, his base went for about $750, and then the sticker was $250. And there were just so many cards that I wanted back then. I didn't have the I didn't view it as an investment, right? I'm a collector. So I didn't want to tie up $750, $250. So basically that's $1,000 to get those 2 back then in 2011. And I wouldn't have been able to pick up some other stuff that I wanted. I wanted to get the Pete Rose rookie. I wanted to get the Bob Gibson rookie, the Tom Seaver rookie, Ernie Banks rookie. And I got several of those, all except the Pete Rose. I just didn't want to tie up the $1,000 it would have taken me back then to do that. And if you'd have told me back then that the card would be, that's basically, like almost $4,000 worth of cards today, I might have reconsidered it as an investment, but I really don't consider myself an investor. I'm definitely a collector. So that's kind of my mindset and why I don't have it. But once again, everybody, I hope you appreciate this, and I appreciate your post and your comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.